Hi, my name is Marie, and you might recognize me from An African City. I play Makina. Today we are here in fabulous Kiki clothing at the Accra Mall with the one and only Titi herself. We are going to ask her a few questions about her brand and her background and all of that, because we've had a lot of fans actually who watch An African City ask us about the fashion in the show, and it's been such a big part of the show. We've been fortunate to work with amazing designers such as Titi, and that's why we wanted to kind of delve a little bit into that world. So this is brought to you by Stanbic Bank. So, how are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Very happy to be here with you.
I'm very happy to be here, trust me. So I have a few questions for you, obviously. So how did it dawn on you to be a designer? What was your inspiration?
Well, I'm sure you've heard a couple of designers say this, but I've pretty much always wanted to go into some form of fashion. And for as long as I can remember, I've always had that desire, that passion. And I think, being brought up in the 80s and, the movie shows at that time in particular, the costumes that the actresses wore and so forth was all very flamboyant,
Yes.
in the 1980s, and the music as well, the music videos. So I think that left a very significant, impression on me, and I always was drawn to that, that industry.
Yeah. So that was your inspiration.
So that was my inspiration.
The 80s.
The 80s.
And what were the first steps that you took in the world of fashion? How did you start your label? Are you self-produced, and how does one even do that?
Wow. Well, I had this desire to go into fashion, and after high school I thought, wow, maybe I could actually do a degree in fashion design and apply it to my, for it to become a lucrative, form of earning a living and having a proper profession. And thankfully, with the support of my family, they were all very supportive. I did do that. I did a degree in fashion design, and did an internship, thereafter, and did a bit of work experience with fashion-related companies like Burberry and Betsy Johnson, and got to look at the industry as a whole, not necessarily the designing, but possibly visual merchandising in the store. Interacting with customers and in particular celebrities that needed one-on-one service and a bit of styling here and there. So that was a wonderful opportunity to see what is involved in the fashion industry. But I always had a desire to come back either to Nigeria or to Ghana because my father was Nigerian and my mother's Ghanaian. And I had been brought up predominantly in Nigeria, in Lagos, and in the north of Nigeria, Jos. And I never envisioned after university staying, abroad. I always really had
Which was mainly England, right?
Well, England and America, actually.
England and America.
But yes, mainly England and America.
Okay.
But always had that desire to want to come back and possibly start a business or work and live. So that's how I went about it. And, decided on Ghana at the time because of the stability, more so. And, I just thought it would be an easier way, an easier base to start a business. Electricity was consistent, all those factors that are actually very significant.
Consistent.
Yes. and yes, I started very small, very basic, and then just kind of tried to, with the grace of God, work my way up.
Yes, of course. Yeah. It's not easy. I mean, it's all the steps that you need to take anyway if you to be the best that you can be. It's not just like that. Titi, are you self-produced, and how does one even do that?
Yes, we are self-produced. Like I did say, I started quite small, and I just started in my mum's garage. She had one industrial sewing machine that she brought in from Lagos, and I got a tailor from a trade school. They teach young women, sewing and hairdressing and so forth. So I got a young lady called Juliana from there, and we started sewing in my mum's garage, Monday to Friday, and that's how we started really. We started with children's wear, to be honest, and a year and a half or so after, we then branched into women's wear. So that's literally how we started with one tailor, and as time went on and with more finances coming in, you know, being able to invest in more machines and of course more qualified tailors. So.
That's great. It's like a band. It's like a rock band. You know, you started in a garage.
True. That's a great way to look at it. Yeah.
How long have you been in the industry, and how has your journey been so far?
Wow, well, I've been in the industry for about 10 years. Our women's wear range in particular, we started a good 10 years ago. And as you can imagine, it's been an interesting journey. It's been filled with challenges, as one would expect, but a lot of priceless rewards that I could never have imagined. So I'm so thankful. It's been wonderful. Yeah.
What are some of the styling adjectives that comes to mind when you design?
Wow, some styling adjectives that definitely come to mind when designing would be words and adjectives like style and simplicity, ease, wearability, because our concept is really smart casual. It's ready to wear. We're not trying to be, you know, overly glamorous or couture. It really is a ready to wear line. And that's, you know, the beauty of having a concept like this, being able to try and appeal to a wide range and get people coming into the store and a bit doubtful that, will I find something I'll like? And going into the fitting room, actually trying it on and being like, oh wow, I'm pleasantly surprised and walking out in the garment that they tried on. So it's a very smart casual range, and those are the adjectives that come to mind when we design. Which
fashion icon or label, international, regional, and local, do you look up to?
Wow, definitely the Olusegun comes to mind. Yes, the Olusegun from Nigeria, you know, an African woman, you know, doing her thing. And
I personally don't know. I personally don't know her.
Sorry.
No, don't worry. I'm
okay, intrigued.
I mean, I'm going to find out. Okay. I'm going to look it up.
Okay, yes. I mean, she's very creative, very talented. She uses Africa as a great source for her designs, as a, you know, source of inspiration. But, you know, she's branched into different areas. So she has this well-established line. She's going into home furnishings. She has 3 daughters. She's a mother of 3 daughters, and they have come up with a young, ready-to-wear line.
Nice.
So, you know, she's really growing the brand and creating a proper brand that can be well known on the continent and you know, globally as well.
So that's one of the designers.
That's one of the designers that I look up to and in some ways aspire to be like. And,
if you weren't designing, which career would you pursue?
I would like to believe I would still be in some form of, you know, the design industry, maybe interior design or specifically property developing. I'm really
property development.
Oh, wow. I'm really interested.
How do you see the African fashion industry, and do you think that it's promising?
I would like to be positive and believe that it is very promising. In any industry on this continent, we said before, we got on camera, it's such an exciting time to be living in Africa in any industry, and there's proof that, you know, things are, there's so many wonderful things to be proud of, and we still have problems. But I know in the near future we'll even see more greatness coming out, and specifically with the African industry, fashion industry. With the internet now, with TV, with social media, there's no time better than now to take advantage of those, factors and really make the most of whatever industry you're in, and definitely fashion, that works. So it's very promising, I believe. I'm very excited. From when I started, my humble experience to now, in the past 5 years, how it's taken off.
It's crazy now. It's become moved so fast. Like even Accra is completely different now from like 5 years ago.
Very much so. It's fantastic, and the talent that's coming out of Africa with fashion is so awesome. It's so awesome. So I'm very excited.
I mean I even moved back. I think it's the right time. Definitely, I definitely think it's the right time. So moving on, what do you think should be done in Ghana to promote the sector? And what do you think can be done differently to uplift the fashion industry throughout the continent?
Well, I think predominantly we need to find a way of creating a bridge between fashion buyers, the media, other people in the fashion industry, and the African designers to discover more talent and to expose that talent, and to create more trade and investment opportunities as well would be awesome, because you know, we're not doing African fashion just for fun, just to be in a magazine or two, but to have a lucrative income coming in consistently. So I think that would be great to have that form of, you know, to create some form of platform and link the two, and therefore create more trade.
Exactly. No, for sure. I think, I mean, if we unify each other, I mean, if we work together, we can definitely be bigger and stronger and better.
Yes, that's true.
Is there one African country that you applaud when it comes to its fashion, and why?
Yes, South Africa comes to mind.
Yes, amazing.
It's a given. And Nigeria as well, actually.
Nigeria is on a different level, of course.
You know, they're consistently doing things, fashion shows, exhibitions of a high standard. That is, you know, bringing out great talent and exposing that talent. And, you know, so I think it's, you know, I think those two come to mind.
Yes.
Ghana is doing great too. And
it's getting there. It's getting there, yes. But Nigeria is definitely amazing when it comes to the arts.
Yes.
Because me, as an actress, I love the fact that they allow artists to express themselves in every way possible, and I find that really amazing. And I think Ghana is slowly getting there, but we're still very conservative. I think a little bit more conservative. I don't know if you agree.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. What has been the global international reception to African designs and designers?
Okay, well, to African designs, you know, we know in the past, you know, 4 or 5 years, we're seeing a lot of African print in particular and design on the catwalk. It's amazing.
Everywhere.
You know, Burberry, Vivienne Westwood. And for a long time, it was them getting that recognition. But it's refreshing to see now that African designers, African artists are being recognized, and rightly so, for you know, for their work. So, you know, it's definitely taken off globally, and you know, it's wonderful to see it, you know, in media, you know, in magazines and on TV, and it's really taken off, and it's being accepted, and I mean,
I was living in Paris, and it was crazy over there. They love it, and people go, and it's funny how it's even like living in Ghana, you can get your material for a good price, but over there it's like 3 times the price, which I mean, it's so in demand.
Fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. Any advice that do you have to young and upcoming fashion designers?
Yes. I'd like to tell young up-and-coming fashion designers, or any young person really that wants to do their, you know, follow their dream, to never give up, to stay focused on that dream, on that vision, and to believe in themselves. And there's a particular quote, I think, by Martin Luther King Jr. That says that if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. And that's very, it really touches me, especially during challenging periods, to just keep at it.
Yes, definitely. Persistent. Yes. Yes. What was your favorite outfit, actually, in an African city, and why?
Oh, tricky. Very tricky, because the fashion as a whole in an African city was amazing. It was fabulous. All the designers did such an awesome job. The creativity was amazing. And I'm sorry to say, Marie, I can't pinpoint one specific outfit, because all of it was so amazing. And I'm really looking forward to the next series in particular. You guys have done a great job. The production, the actresses, Nicole, you've all done such a great job, and really looking forward to next season.
And we're looking forward to wearing more of your designs.
I'll be privileged. Wow.
So on that note, what can fans of an African city expect from you in the future?
Well, I'm excited to say, proud to say that very soon we'll be opening a second store in Osu, and it's still in Accra, in the Osu area, which is
great.
Quite an exciting area, and we're looking forward to that, hoping to open before the end of the year. And we're also hoping to have a greater presence in Nigeria, in Lagos in particular, and looking at some opportunities where we can be selling consistently in Lagos.
Yes, well, definitely. I mean, the Lagos market is incredible. So, actually, where can fans of An African City buy your designs?
They can buy our Kiki clothing designs or their Kiki clothing designs here at Accra Mall. And like I said earlier, Nosu will be opening a store there too. And,
that would be in a couple of months.
In a couple of months, a couple of months' time. And in addition, we sell online through some established online stores, Lady Africa in particular, ladyafrica.com and myasho.com.
Ladyafrica.com.
Lady Africa, lady-africa.com.
Lady-africa.com,
yes, and myasho.com as well.
Okay. So, great. Well, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you very much, Marie.
Giving us your time. I know you're a very busy woman.
It's okay. I know you are too. So.
Yes, somehow. But thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And good luck. And we look forward to wearing all of these on the show.
Very excited. Thank you. Thank you. And good luck to you guys too.
Thank
You've
you.
done a great job.
Thank you.
Remix it a bit, so it's always they hate me for that. But so there's that, or I'm the one they'll come to and say, "Oh, can you design something for us to take to our tailors and so on." So it's just always been there.
It just happens. It was natural.
It comes to me naturally, I must say.
So how long has Christy Brown been in existence?
We launched Christy Brown in 2008, in March of 2008. So we're 6 years.
About 6 years,
6 years now.
But it's not that long, but you seem to be sort of a staple in the fashion industry in Ghana and internationally as well.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah,
it's a very good thing. But I think at the time, we didn't have, a lot of brands out of, especially on the scene here and from Ghana. So it was new, it was fresh, it was young, and we're using wax prints, which, and it wasn't as popular then. So, we kind of got a head start.
Yeah, on the game. So Aisha, who is the Christy Brown woman? Like, what kind of woman wears Christy Brown?
I love the Christy Brown woman. She gives